Did you guys even watch the PS5 teardown, the hardware teardown? Did you guys see it at all, or you guys have any thoughts on it as I kind of pull it up here?
I did not see the teardown. No.
I have only
thought
spent time with my kid and play Genshin Impact. That is it.
At least I thought at this point that we'd like seen all the information, but apparently there's.
Oh no way, dude! It's there's a ton of info in that. Okay, so let me try and get this up. Sorry, I might block you guys for a second. My bad. So. Okay. So, do you guys have any questions about the PS5 teardown at all? Like how? First of all, let's address this. It's a big boy. Okay, it's a big boy.
Big boy.
Big boy. Okay.
Yeah. So I've heard it was pretty. It was.
Yeah, let me get it on the screen real quick. Sorry about that.
Or Series X, whatever.
This is live. We're doing this live today, everybody. So just bear with me 1 minute. Okay. Let me full screen it. And all right, here we go. Basically, this thing is about 15. What did it say? 15 inches. 15 inches tall, which is ginormous, by the way.
Yeah.
As you can see on screen, this thing's giant. I don't know how tall this guy is. Maybe he's a small dude or like a short guy, but still, it
looks pretty big.
It's pretty massive. And the main things I wanted to go over actually were first of all the size. Do you think this will be cumbersome in your room? Like how are you gonna be like, oh my gosh, like where is this thing gonna fit? What am I gonna do with this thing?
Definitely have to move some stuff around, you know. Like,
look at that.
Like you might have to take some shelves out of your TV entertainment center, you know, to fit it in them properly. Because you don't want it to be smush, you know. You want to give it room to breathe and everything in there. So, yeah, I mean, more hardware. It's beefier. It's more powerful. It makes sense that it's also larger.
Yeah, it's got to keep everything cool, nice and cool.
Yeah.
If it was supposed to be portable, it'd be a problem. But if it just sits there, once I find a spot, I won't notice it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he goes over. So we'll kind of just we don't go through the video, but I'll just have it playing so people can see it. But you know, there's USB Type C, which I'm very happy to see. By the way, very very happy to see that. And then some super speed Type A's on the back of the console. And look at that vent. First of all, the whole back of this console is just vented.
The entire back is a vent. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just one vent. Period. Like, just making that thing breathe.
I'm happy about that.
What do you guys think of the design of it now that you see it kind of, not in real life, but kind of with someone else holding it and everything?
I feel like Wally's about to walk out on the screen.
Yeah, it's the same. I mean, it doesn't really change my opinion of it. I still think it looks cool. It looks more like a conversation piece or whatever than it does like a console. I still want to see what it looks like black though.
Oh my gosh,
I think it would look great. I'm still harping on the color. I want to see it black. I'm still not crazy about white. It just reminds me of Eve from WALL-E.
Black matches my room much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of blends into the background here.
Better.
If it's gonna be my new room ornament, I just kind of want it to fade away. I don't want it to be the centerpiece, especially with its size.
Agreed.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. I don't necessarily want my consoles to be huge conversation starters in my house. You know, they're supposed to be off in the side, performing their tasks. You know, whatever they look like is just kind of like a bonus, I guess.
True.
Chick walks in my room and sees it. Oh, so you're a huge nerd. I mean, I am, but that's not the highlight I want to go for.
Sure.
I'm sure it'll distract from the Anime Girl posters you have. So.
Oh yeah, and the Anime Girl pillows and the Wafu mouse pad. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing my pink shirt today. I'm sorry.
One thing I wanted to touch on and get you guys' opinion of, this has been making the rounds on Twitter because, people can't seem to use tools anymore, I guess, but there's if you look at the video, he's about to unscrew the stand, so you have to remove the stand with a screw and then clip it onto the PlayStation, and that's how you turn it from vertical to horizontal position. What do you guys think about that? Nifty, not cool, too hard? What are your thoughts on it?
They
I could
should
see
make
it's probably a design choice that they had to make. I mean, they probably wanted to avoid it, but it maybe just wasn't stable enough without a stand. So, like, it makes sense. It's kind of annoying. I mean, because you've never really had to do that with any of the past consoles that have, like a vertical, horizontal shifting feature. But it's not. I don't think it's nearly as huge of a deal as people might be making it out to be. Because, like, how often are you going to be changing the position of your PlayStation?
Literally never.
Fair enough.
Like,
Yeah.
how often are you, like, maybe a couple of times a year you might try a different setup, like, oh, I'm going to try putting it upright and move the TV over here, like, something like that, but in all actuality, you're not going to be shifting it from vertical to horizontal all the time, so it's a minor inconvenience at most.
You're right.
It's kind of my thoughts on it. But
You
I
don't
mean,
know me.
I did think it was funny because it was kind of like Xbox fired shots. He's like, hey, you guys want to see how we flip ours?
Yeah, you just
Kinda
move
like,
it.
Yeah.
Which I thought was funny, but a lot of people are just
Yeah.
like, you mean I have to use tools for this? What is this, a PC now? It's like, all right, guys, you need to literally calm down before I lose my sanity. Just
Yeah,
reading
people
your
are
tweets.
being a little ridiculous about it. Like,
There's a power button.
what,
There's
you
a
don't have a
PC now?
screwdriver lying around? Like, it's not that hard, man. It will take you all of 60 seconds to unscrew the thing and then turn it over. But,
It's a one-time.
people will complain about
Oh my gosh,
anything.
dude. All over Twitter it was just like, this is so not simple. And I'm just like, listen, I can understand if you don't like it, but to say it's not simple, I don't know,
It's
I
man.
mean, to
Like,
say it's not simple is honestly more of an insult in your own intelligence, if anything.
yes,
To be
absolutely.
Well, that's so hard. What's so hard about 4 screws, dude? Or is it even 4? I think it was
It's
even
one.
less than that.
It's
I think it was
one
like
screw.
one. Yeah, one. So.
One.
And it's
Come
one,
on.
it's one screw that you don't even need a screwdriver for. You can use a coin if you want.
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
really
so
don't
it
have a
was-
screwdriver.
Yeah, it was
This
flathead.
guy using a whole ass spatula in the video.
Yeah, like it's not nearly as big of a deal.
Why are
As,
you in the kitchen? Oh, I'm
Like, yeah,
trying to
maybe.
change the setup of my
but I mean,
PlayStation.
I don't know. Maybe some people, however short
What?
that percentage
Come up with an
is,
excuse. Come up with an
needs-
excuse.
Maybe they need to. They have some reason they need to shift their console position daily. I don't know.
Okay.
I have
Every
no
time
idea.
I
Please,
why or
if you're
how.
one of those people,
I have
comment
no idea.
comment on this video or in the chat later on YouTube or in the chat now and say
let
if
us
you're
know
one of
that
those
you
people.
exist.
Yes.
Because
But yeah, I thought it was pretty convenient, I think. And plus, like, when you put unscrew the screw and you put it into, like, its little cubby hole or whatever, and you rotate the
Yeah.
stand, it covers up the screw, so there's, like, a little holder, which I thought was pretty cool.
yeah, like it had like a little compartment or whatever for. So like, wait, did the stand have like a compartment, or you had put the stand aside? Like, was there any way to? Oh, I see. So like the screw you can keep inside the
Yeah,
stand.
it's, like,
and you
inside
just
the
have to put
stand.
somewhere
Yeah.
else. Okay.
Yeah.
The stand's actually pretty cool. Like, once we get over the fact that you have to unscrew it, everything else about it's actually pretty cool.
I think it's a good
Yeah.
design.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty neat. It's simple. I mean, and they're probably not going to overcharge for the stand, like
No, the stand
Like
comes
Apple
with the
would.
PlayStation. It comes with it in the box.
Oh, the Apple. Here's like $1,000 stand.
Yeah, but it is nice that it comes with it in
yeah.
the box.
Yeah, it's neat. I mean, they definitely put thought into it. You don't lose the screws. You got like a nice little compartment that you can just slide closed. It's really easy. It's one screw. They put thought into it. It's a competent design taken from 3 people who have taken design classes. This is not necessarily a bad design by any means. It's just, slightly less convenient than the Xbox. But in all actuality, how often are you going to be switching the positions? Rarely, if ever. So,
Decaz in the
like, I
chat
probably
says,
wouldn't even use the stand. I would probably just, because like I don't
No,
necessarily
you
like,
have to use the stand.
I don't necessarily like them being. Oh, you have to use it if it's a horizontal too.
Yeah. So, like, when he clips it on
well,
there,
okay,
it
yeah.
has to sit on something because it has to sit on the
Right.
stand, basically.
Okay.
Right,
Well, I
yeah.
mean, but either way, like I would probably just put the stand in one position, and probably would never change it for the entire life cycle of my PS5.
Would you guys use it vertically or horizontally? What are your thoughts? Like,
Definitely
you personally.
horizontally.
Probably
Yeah?
horizontally. to be
I think
honest.
vertically for me.
I like the look of the vertical. I think it's cool. Like I also like I like the idea of having like the vertical PlayStation and the vertical Xbox.
Yeah,
You know,
flanking your TVs.
it's just neat and everything, but in all actuality, like it would just get in the way. My TV is too big, and there's not a whole lot of
Oh
space.
God, my TV is too big.
No, but I'm saying like I would have to put it behind the TV, or I would have to like hang the TV up, and I would just put it sideways and
Call it a day.
because I like to be able to close the cabinet and hide it away and out of sight, kind of thing.
Well, you single bachelors have that luxury. Me, I've got a 2-year-old, and if he knocks
Single?
it over, that's
That's
over.
one of us.
Oh yes. Yeah, you don't wanna deal with
well,
that. Yeah.
my apologies. I was just making hypotheticals.
Oh, that's true.
but
You
yes.
do have animals.
That's true. Yeah, I guess
Yes.
for the hypothetical.
Your cat's like, what's this? Like right hooks
people
it.
have kids or something. Oh,
Yeah,
cats
if you
will
have
knock
animals,
that down.
kids, yeah.
Cats will knock down anything that's standing up because.
Deep
cats
Foodly in
are
the chat says
chaotic.
my PS5 is going to go topless. I guess that means taking the white covers
Topless.
off. I'm assuming is what that means, which actually is a good. Which is what he does next in the video. What do you guys think of
takes the
that?
You
Yeah.
can take the covers off.
Yeah, he takes the covers off. Like, there's no tools required. You just lift up one side and then you just slide it off, which is.
I might do that. If
which
it
What
is
is
makes
pretty
it
the?
cool.
Is it just for aesthetics or?
I
what?
think it. Well, you need at least one of the covers, so the stand sits on it. So you need one of
Right.
the covers for the stand.
Oh,
to
you
kind
just
of
took it
lay
off.
on. So there's that, and this thing looks. I just the thing looks wild. It looks really crazy. And do you think there'll be custom plates that you can get later, or they'll
Oh,
come
yeah,
out with
we
limited
do that.
edition plates?
Oh, definitely. I think
They'll
there'll
always
even be
do
like
that.
third-party plates of people making these plates and then selling different designs and colors and materials and stuff like that. So I can definitely see that happening. Because of all these removable parts, it does make it fairly modular. So, you do have these more freedom with how you want to decorate it, I guess. But I mean, besides this showcase, is there any reason to be taking the plate off that he mentioned?
Does it
Yeah,
breathe easier?
I guess. I mean, I can.
yeah, there is.
Guess that it would make
we'll
it breathe
get to
easier and
that.
stuff.
That's one of the next things.
I guess you want to like reduce the form factor a little bit.
I guess it's dangerous though, man. I don't want my PlayStation exposed. It's naked, dude. I don't want that thing
It's
exposed.
true. It's kind of like protective armor. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you look at the video right now, for people watching and people listening, there's like two what they call like dust holes, and when you want to clean your console, you take one of the plates off, and you can stick a vacuum onto the hole and just vacuum out all the dust. So they pretty
What?
much gather the dust into certain areas so that you can vacuum out the dust to clean your console a little bit easier.
That is
It's a-
awesome.
Which I
very
was
smart
like,
design.
That's
Yeah.
a cool design. Good job.
That's
Good. Yes, I'll
very
take
well
the
thought
stand
out.
if you
That's
can
cool.
do that. Yes, bravo, bravo.
Yeah, I thought that was.
podcast was spelled right. Sorry.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I was
I
like,
did
podcast
double
is
check.
spelled right today.
I did double check before when I made
I spent
it.
like 30 minutes just rereading it.
Man,
Yeah.
they're never gonna
Okay,
let you live that
sorry.
down. Huh?
Yeah, I did it for like 7 weeks. So I mean, and
We were like, it was like pod assed, and it was like pucked assed.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I can English.
Yeah. We're fairly intelligent, we promise.
All
Fairly.
need math though.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the addition of those dust holes is kind of cool. Like, I was
Yeah,
like, oh,
that's
let me clean my
actually really
console.
cool.
Take one plate off. Stick a vacuum at the end of that thing. Boom. Cleaned it.
That actually is really cool. So it's just designed in a certain way, so all the dust will gather in certain spots, and then you just
Mm-hmm.
stick a vacuum to that hole and just
Yep.
suck out all the
They do
dust.
say
That's really
that
neat,
like
yeah.
it's not guaranteed to get all the dust, which I mean, sure.
Of course,
Like, I'm not-
yeah,
Gotta get a lot of it.
it wouldn't. Yeah, you shouldn't expect that.
Yeah, and then right here,
Just take a straw from your cup and.
oh,
I'm kidding.
and then like your question earlier, John, you said like what is there another reason to take the plates off? And yeah, he's about to in the video actually going to take off one of the plates, and then right here is where the expandable storage goes, not replaceable storage, expandable. So you can get a NVMe SSD,
Okay.
stick that in there, and there's your expandable storage right there.
Okay,
that's
so this would be something you have to buy separate. I mean, would this be something that you can just buy from any manufacturer, or it would probably have to be the PlayStation.
No, so there's a big debate about this as well. I don't know if you guys have I've been following this. I almost like jumped off a bridge reading Twitter, but basically there's two styles of expansion that Xbox and PlayStation decided to go down. So Xbox, as you know, has like little expansion cards you just stick in the back of the console. Boom, done. See ya. Like boom, done. Go drink. Done.
Yep.
So this one you have to take off the plate, unscrew one screw, I mind you, and stick the expansion cards into this little slot that they have. And the difference is that Xbox's expandable memory is proprietary, so you have to get it through them and Seagate. So they partnered with Seagate, and that's what you have to do. There's no really other option. Right. PlayStation, however, you can just go get an SSD from wherever and stick it in there, as long as it meets the requirements of speed. So you can get it from a Data, Corsair, like all these different PC manufacturers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's cool. So,
what do you guys think of those two strategies with Xbox and PlayStation?
I mean, the one that PlayStation is going with is obviously the most preferred, because obviously it's like you could probably save a buck or two if you're not getting it from, the not getting it from Xbox or PlayStation. You can just get it from some kind of third-party vendor, which is nice. And that's it's actually kind of surprising. I feel like the whole memory card thing would be more of a Sony move.
Yeah, because they did it with PS2.
Because they've done it with PS2, and then Xbox. Xbox would have patented Microsoft's external hard drives and stuff like that, but it would always be USB, so you could honestly use any kind of hard drive or storage you wanted to. But now it's like they're taking a whole 180, and it's like Sony's trying to be the good guys now, I guess. So this is surprising.
It's interesting you mentioned price, actually, because the Xbox expansion cards for memory are about $220, which for a terabyte, which is expensive. I will say that's expensive. However, Western Digital, actually, I don't know if you guys have seen this. I think it was either earlier today or late yesterday, that they came out with their first SSD that is compatible with PlayStation 5, and that's $230 for 1 terabyte. So it's $10 more than the Xbox. However, I do want to point out that the speed of that SSD is way faster, like 2 to 3 times faster than that of the Xbox expandable memory.
Right.
So I think you got to weigh out those options, because I saw so much heat on Twitter, dude. Just like, all those Sony ponies and all those people that thought that your expandable memory is going to be cheaper. It's actually more expensive. It's like, yeah, but it's also like twice as fast. Like, I mean,
right. And you don't need to buy it.
No,
that
you don't.
Specific.
You don't.
You could buy from, as any other hardware supplier, and as long as it fits within the parameters, you'd be fine, right?
Yeah, as long as it fits within the parameters, and yeah, you're good. That's why if you see on the video, there's like three or four different like slots. There's like different sizes of SSDs you can get, so you can just plug them in and good to go.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate that Sony has done that. Honestly, it seems like they're putting a little bit more thought into consumer needs than Xbox is this time around.
Which is super weird, because that's usually not how it goes at all, ever.
It seems a little different. Sony's always been like, "Oh, you're gonna buy our shit because, I mean, if you want to play our games, that's what you got to do." But now there's like, you can get from any other kind of as long as you put any kind of SSD in there, it's whatever, as long as it fits.
Yeah, as long as it meets the requirements.
Yeah,
good to go. You guys have any other thoughts on the expandable memory or anything like that? Because there's a couple topics about the PS5 that I want to touch on, but that's a big one. A lot of people were worried about how Sony and PlayStation would implement that. And I think it's a pretty good solution. Yeah, I'm sorry, you got to take off a panel and a screw. My bad. Never build a PC if that's a problem for you.
It's not a huge deal.
Like, you're banned from the PC space if you can't do that. I'm sorry.
Never build anything if you can't do that. I mean, you're gonna hate Legos then. Let me tell you.
Legos have screws? What?
No, but
okay. Oh my god.
They do have thousands of pieces. So.
Lego's got some stuff now. They got all these movable parts and everything. You can do some crazy stuff with Legos.
Shout out to the 10 viewers and everybody in the chat. Thanks for
what's going on. Thanks for
listening
watching,
and watching.
guys. if you have any hot takes about PlayStation 5,
Yeah, throw them in the chat. We'll
be sure
address
to
them.
throw it in there.
And then I think one of the other
Yeah,
things that I wanted to talk about was the cooling of the system, because I don't know if you guys have heard the PS4 and the PS4 Pro, but it's like a damn jet engine rocket taking off.
Oh yeah. It's like a Boeing 747. It's insane. It's
Have you guys?
like,
What is your experience with the fan noise and heat of your console, your PlayStation console specifically? Have you had problems with it? Is it annoying? Do you have to wear headphones when you game?
I mean, I usually wear headphones when I game anyways, but it's like when I take them off after playing for a while and I just hear I was like, man, that thing's been chugging for hours. So I mean, it's I guess the sound of it isn't necessarily a huge bother for me. It's more I don't like the idea that it's struggling so hard for so long.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree.
Because if your fan's kicking in that hard for hours on end, it's not good for any electronic. I mean, it's even when I use my laptop like for a long time, it's like yeah, when I hear the fan chugging along after taking my headphones off after playing Monster Hunter World for a couple of hours, I'm just like, ugh, turn this off for a little while. So
that also means that it might not be keeping up with the heat.
Yeah. So it's a nice addition. It makes me it makes it more apparent that this is definitely an improvement all across the board. An improvement with cooling, and an improvement with heat management and mitigation. So it's neat that it's not like just obtusely loud.
I agree. I think that was a big concern, was cooling and noise, which they addressed in their blog post when they put up this video. It's like, we addressed these two things the most because these were the most, I guess, hated things of the current gen console that people harped on, which is good that they were taking that into account.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't take long for my PS4 to start getting loud, honestly. I mean, I didn't have like the Pro version or anything, but it just didn't take long for it to start getting loud.
Yeah,
it was after one Bloodborne campaign, and it was already yeah.
Deep Hoodley says the heatsink is fat. Yeah, that's about to come up in the video.
A fat heatsink.
Oh my god, dude! It's like 40. It's like, I want to say 50% of the console. Like, it is.
It's like the weight, like
not weight, just size. Like when he pulls it out, the heatsink. When he pulls out the heatsink, you'll see it's just ginormous. And my PS4 didn't really have too much. I have a PS4 Pro, but like it didn't really work too hard on most games except for The Last of Us Part 2, Ghost of Tsushima, and Avengers. Like, brought that thing to its knees for some reason.
Really?
And here's the heatsink, and look at this dude. Look at this guy.
Whoa.
Fat.
Custom.
Look at that, dude. And they said that because of the shape and the way everything will flow within the heatsink, it'll give you the same performance as a vapor chamber, which is, again, a very high-end cooling system. But man, look at this damn thing, dude. Like, for those of you listening, I can't really describe it to you too well.
It's kind of like a lowercase b, but it's just jam-packed with heat sinks and these kind of like copper tubing. It looks
like the fins. This reminds me of TSD, dude. When we took TSD, this is all fins right here, dude.
yeah. I'm just looking at that, just thinking about the amount of design that went into just because I mean, a heat sink isn't necessarily a complicated thing. Like, but it's kind of thing that it becomes as complicated as you want to make it.
Yeah,
and that is a complicated looking heat sink.
Yes, if you guys are looking at the video,
there's a lot going on with it.
You can see how much the heatsink takes up of this console, man. Look at that. It is just
it's at least 30%. It's huge, and its shape is bizarre.
Actually, I think it probably wouldn't be far to guess that it's about half the weight, because that thing is like, it looks. I mean, it's large. It's got to be heavy.
I have no idea. I'm not willing to take it apart. First of all, to find out.
No, I'm not gonna try and find out for myself. No.
But yeah, I think so. What do you guys think about this overall cooling system that they're using? They have this giant ass heatsink. They have liquid metal, which is much better than thermal paste, by the way. Much better. So does this give you confidence in the noise and the cooling of the system? Or are you just like, oh, okay, all right, sounds like they may have addressed this? Or is it like, we'll see?
Oh no, they definitely have put in extra work. I don't think there's going to be any console that's going to be as powerful with getting rid of heat. Hopefully, I'm really hoping that they did their job.
Yeah, it's I just think it's overall. I just think it's nice that the thing that they thought about the most in the PS5 are, you know, the things that people harped on the most from the PS4, and that's kind of like, you know, what they put at the core of their design. You know, like it's like they came up with a cooling idea for cooling, and it's almost like they built around that.
Mm-hmm. That's the impression I get too.
What's that?
That's the impression I get as well. Unless Steven, what did you say? Nothing? You didn't say anything, Steven? Okay.
Sorry, I didn't hear your question. You cut out.
Okay. Oh, I cut out? Oh, man. Am I good now?
Just briefly. Yeah. It was just
okay.
Split second. What was your question?
Was like, what do you... Basically, like, do you think they engineered the system around the cooling or around the heatsink, basically?
Well, yeah, it's the biggest thing. That's what you gotta... You start with the biggest thing, and then you go around that.
Yeah.
I agree. Look at all those pieces.
It kind of seems how they want. It's like they had a standard for noise and, you know, cooling that they were not going to exceed no matter where they came at with their design. If they exceeded that, they scrapped the design. It's kind of what the take I got from it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the size warrants. Like, honestly, I don't really care how big this thing is.
Explains why it's as big as it is. You know, because they were so concerned with noise and heat. Yeah. Yeah,
I'm down. Like I said before, I don't really care what this thing looks like. As long as it's pretty quiet and cool, good job.
PS5 will, I mean, from what I've seen, I feel like the PS5 would last a little while, you know? Like, I mean, even if you're a heavy gamer and you game a lot every day, just with the amount of thought they put into it, it seems like you'll get a good amount of life cycle out of it, honestly. You know, like... I mean, I'm honestly surprised I still have the original Xbox One, but it is not in the same condition that it was 5 years ago. So
you just turn it on. It's like it sounds like dial up.
Just like turn it on, and he's just like, "Are you sure I'm trying to turn on right now?" Yeah.
Yeah.
No
so
one's gonna have their 360
cool.
very long. That red ring of death happens at some point, no matter what.
Very cool.
Very unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's basically. You know, the PS5, that was the PS5 hardware teardown. Like, very quick, very efficient video. 7 minutes. They did not mess around, like, with talking, really, at all during the video. So,
yeah,
just very neat, efficient.
You know? I'm taking it apart piece by piece and explaining the different parts of it. It's very nice.
Yeah.
But don't tell, this is this, this is that, and
it's like, you don't need to fluff it up any more than that.
Short and sweet, yeah.
Nope.
Do you guys have any other thoughts on the PS5 hardware?
No.
No? All right, let's move on to the next thing.